Folks, welcome back to Our Mountains. You know, on the show, we love to talk about the history of the region, positive things that are happening right now, and we love to look forward to great things that will happen in the future. Well, today, I've got a guest that's going to help us do all three. We have Geoff Marietta from the Pine Mountain Settlement School. Geoff, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joel.
Geoff, we've been on a tour today looking at all the things here at Pine Mountain, but how did Pine Mountain get started?
Sure. It started as a boarding school for mountain children here in the Kentucky mountains. It was started by three people, a mountain man and two well-educated women. William Creech, the mountain man, got the land and donated it to Pine Mountain Settlement School. And Catherine Pettit and Ethel DeLong were these two terrific women leaders who helped found it. They had formerly been at Hindman Settlement School. The three of them got together and launched the school in 1913.
So, the school acted as a settlement school for several years. Then it was absorbed into the Harlan County School District, right?
Yep, that's right. So it operated as a boarding school until 1949, and then it transitioned to become a regular community public school from 49 to 72. And then at that point, they consolidated schools and built a new elementary school about 10 miles down the road. And at that point, Pine Mountain Settlement School transitioned into what it actually is today, which is a community nonprofit and social center for folks here in the mountains. We have four sort of core areas that we work in. One is environmental education, another is community development, and we have a sustainability program, and then we have some work we do in Appalachian culture and heritage. And our mission is to enrich lives and connect people through Appalachian place-based education for all ages. And I can talk a little bit about some of the things we do in each one of those areas.
That'd be great.
So our environmental education program, we saw some students today from Louisville come down. Folks, 4th, 5th, 6th graders, their chaperones and teachers come down. And they learn about environmental and science education integrated with Appalachian culture and heritage. So while they're learning about stream ecology and forest ecology, they're also learning about the early pioneers of folks here in the mountains and learning how to do traditional folk dancing, Appalachian toy making. And so that's a big core program that we run here during our fall and spring months. In community development, you also saw we have an early childhood program that we call Little School. And it's free education for birth to 5-year-olds and their caregivers for anybody in this community. We run it 3 days a week, and we provide a free nutritious lunch for them and their caregivers for free. And a lot of that food comes right off our farm.
And the food is delicious, let me tell you. Joe treated me to lunch, and it was one of the best lunches I've ever had.
And along with other community development programs we do here, we have pottery nights, we do a lot of dances and dinners, and we serve as sort of a social center for this part of Harlan County. In sustainability, we have operating farm. We have what are called 3 high tunnels. These are large unheated greenhouses. And we do year-round production of lettuce greens, tomato plants, even fava beans. We also have beehives for honey. We're going to be doing chickens. And we also do forest medicinal workshops around how to grow and harvest ginseng and golden seal. We also have mushroom production workshops where we show people how to actually grow and harvest their own mushrooms. And then this year we're very excited. We are now a part of a hemp pilot project through the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, and we're actually going to be growing industrial hemp here at Pine Mountain Settlement School, just like they did 50 or 60 years ago.
Wow.
And all of this takes place in this, foundation of Appalachian culture and heritage, where we really try to honor and promote the best of Appalachian culture. So we have folk dances, we have naturalist weekends, we have arts weekends, and we really celebrate not only the founders of this school, but the local community culture and heritage and everything that they've brought to Pine Mountain Settlement School.
Now, Geoff, I know you're not originally from this region. What brought you here to Pine Mountain Settlement?
Yeah, sure. So for the viewers out there, you probably can tell that my accent isn't from around these parts.
You don't sound like you're from Eastern Kentucky.
No, I grew up close to Canada in Minnesota.
Okay.
You'll hear my long O's. I was born and raised in Hibbing, Minnesota, which is a mining town up on the Iron Range.
Okay.
And I went to school out at the University of Montana, and then I became a teacher. I taught high school special education, and I was an administrator out at a public school on the Navajo Nation in the Four Corners region of New Mexico. And it was there that I met my wife, Sky, and her mom actually taught here at the settlement school when it was a regular public community school.
Okay.
And that's how I was first introduced to Pine Mountain Settlement School. Her mother's family is from Laurel County, and she grew up in Berea. And she brought me out here when we first met, and she told me, I know where we're going to get married. She brought me out here from New Mexico and showed me Pine Mountain Settlement School in Eastern Kentucky for the first time, and I was just blown away by its beauty. We did get married here up at our stone chapel, which is just one of the most beautiful chapels you ever see. And then from there, we literally packed up our U-Haul and drove up to Boston. And so fast forward, 3 or 4 years, I had 2 young children, and we were looking to get out of the city. And we saw this position at the settlement school, a place that was near and dear to our hearts, come open, and then a person left, and come open, and a person left. And so we saw it as this great opportunity to come down to Eastern Kentucky, and to a place that we loved, to a place that we named our oldest child after, whose name's Harlan, and our youngest child's named Perry. So it all seemed like to be the way it was supposed to be.
Well, the next girl's got to be Leslie.
Leslie or Madison.
Madison would work?
Yeah, no, Leslie would be great. Or Belle, but
That would work.
I think Leslie's the
Leslie kind of gets in the middle there between Harlan and Perry County.
And so we've been here for a couple years now, and I'm here in this role as the executive director of Pine Mountain Settlement School.
What do you see for the future of the settlement school here?
Yeah, I'm just a really, really firm believer that the best part of the future of Eastern Kentucky is coming, is still yet to come. I think that you have a place like Eastern Kentucky in an age of, where a lot of tourism is becoming just sort of, I don't know, it's becoming very sort of bland and the same everywhere. And I think people, with the internet and with mobile devices, everyone's seeing everything at the same time. And that unique, authentic culture, or attractions, or art is so hard to find, and we have all of that right here in Eastern Kentucky. Just amazing, authentic culture, music, and you have that combined with unbelievable wildlands and biodiversity. One of the wildest, most biodiverse places on the eastern seaboard, and that we're 8-hour drive from 50% of the population in the United States. You look at the DC metropolitan area and Atlanta and everything, and this place is so, has so much unbelievable wildlands intact. I just see it as being, in the next 5 to 10 years, an attraction for thousands of people who are looking for something different, who are looking for something authentic, and who are looking for something beautiful. And I see Pine Mountain Settlement School and Eastern Kentucky in general as serving as a hub for those folks. So what we're really sort of positioning ourselves is to allow that to happen, but allow it to happen and facilitate it in a way that's respectful, that retains the authenticity of the culture, that keeps the dignity of the folks here, and doesn't just sort of, I don't want to pick on Gatlinburg or anything like that, because those are great places, but I think a lot of people don't want that to happen.
We don't want to commercialize
Yeah,
our culture.
you don't want to commercialize it to a point where it's destroying, where you're losing, where the bad parts about commercialization are ruining the good parts.
Absolutely.
You want to do it in a way that educates people about why the culture is the way it is and why it's important and things like that. And so, with Pine Mountain Settlement School being here and serving this community for over a century, we're in a position where we can serve as a voice of that respect for the culture, yet at the same time serve as a gathering space for people to come and learn about it and enjoy the beauty of Pine Mountain Settlement School. And so we do that in many ways. We do that through our environmental education program. For many, many people that I've met in Louisville and Lexington, the only time they've ever come to Eastern Kentucky is when they came to Pine Mountain Settlement School. And anytime I meet someone who says, "Oh, I've been there," and I'm like, "Okay, when did you come?" "I came with the school group." "Well, when was the last time you came back to Eastern Kentucky?" "Oh, I haven't been back." So, we need to start working on that and create opportunities for people to come to Eastern Kentucky.
So if folks at home are interested, want to find out more about Pine Mountain, where should they go?
Well, you can go to our website, which is www.pinemountainsettlementschool.com. That's going to be revamped here in the coming months, so you'll see those changes come along, but the website address will stay the same. You can go to our Facebook page, Pine Mountain Settlement School. That has a lot of up-to-date information. We have a great Instagram account as well that you'll see updated there. So if you're looking for the best pictures of the beauty that this place has to offer, I'd say social media is a great place to check us out. And then, of course, you can give us a call at 606-558-3571, and we'll, during regular business hours, one of our staff can answer any question you might have about the settlement school.
Well, Geoff, I can't thank you enough for having me over today.
Yeah.
Folks, it's absolutely beautiful over here. If you've never been, give them a call, find them online, and make a visit to Pine Mountain Settlement School. You will not regret it. Now, we've got more from our mountains coming up right after this.
Frontier Nursing University, educating nurse midwives and nurse practitioners through distance education. The Kentucky Bankers Association.
The Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky, a community foundation helping donors make meaningful investments in Eastern Kentucky. Learn more at appalachiankentucky.org.
Hazard Community and Technical College. Find them online at hazard.kctcs.edu.